Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. Welcome back to another edition of Inside Automotive right here at CBT News. Sonic Automotive has released its third quarter results, and despite some headwinds, the company is still setting records. Joining us now to break down the numbers and share his outlook on what's next is Jeff Dyke. You've seen him here before on CBT News. He's the president of Sonic Automotive. So Jeff, thanks so much for joining us on the show.
As always, Jim, thanks for having us.
Great. So, all-time records again. So all-time record quarterly total revenues of $4 billion, up 14% year over year. An all-time quarterly gross profit of $615 million, up 13% year over year. That's the good news. On the flip side, it was reported that net income on the third quarter was $46 million, down 37% year over year. What would say you about that?
Yeah, hey, look, top line and from a gross perspective, we had just an amazing record-breaking quarter. Two things hit us during the third quarter. One being our effective tax rate was just not where it needed to be on a year-to-date basis from some actions that were taken in the first and second quarter. So that had to get trued up. And then our medical experience ratio changed on us during the quarter. We can't, help when people are using their benefits.
Yeah.
And we'll make adjustments as we move into next year. But that certainly, caught us by surprise. That was about a $6 million hit during the quarter. And those things add up to us, missing from an EPS perspective. But other than that, the things that are really controllable and, the business fundamentals, we are in great shape. We had a fantastic quarter, record-breaking quarter, as you said. And we look to back that up with a fantastic fourth quarter.
That's fantastic. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about Echo Park. Revenues $522 million, down 4% year over year. Echo Park segment total gross profit was $54 million, down just 1% year over year. Everybody's talking about used cars, obviously, and every dealer is challenged in sourcing used cars. So talk to us about your used car business.
Yeah, I mean, the used car business is good. If you break it down, our franchise business, used car business was really good during the quarter, and Echo Park was solid. We've had an amazing year with Echo Park, given what's happened sequentially over the last 3 or 4 years. But inventory sourcing has been a problem within the industry for a while now. We think that's going to get better as we move into 26. More lease cars are coming off. At least we're kind of at the very bottom of the trough, if you will, now. And we had an opportunity. I think we could have done a little better job in sourcing inventory from off the street in the third quarter. We lost some rental car inventory. That cost us about 2,000 units during the quarter. But I'm glad our team didn't go out and try to replenish those units through the auction lanes, because it would have just cost us more money.
Yeah.
And the quarter from a financial perspective was still really respectable for Echo Park, as the year will be. And as we said on the call, we look forward to getting into 26. We're going to start opening Echo Park stores again. So the growth machine will start once again. We're very excited about that. And we'll open a couple of stores next year in the back half of the year, more leaning towards the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
Okay.
And then 27, you'll see us get back on the expansion wagon on a quarterly basis as we move forward.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. The acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover Santa Monica is expected to add about $125 million in annualized revenues to Sonic's franchise dealership segment. What does this mean moving forward strategically? Will we see more acquisitions like this coming out of Sonic?
Yes, I mean, look, we've said it. We've been on the acquisition trail. The brand and the market has to fit. And Jag Land Rover, as you know, is an amazing brand, fantastic brand product. And, we bought at the end of June 4 JLR stores in the California market, and then Santa Monica in July, or maybe it was the beginning of August. And so 5 JLR stores added to our portfolio mix now makes us the largest Jag Land Rover dealer in the country.
Wow.
So very exciting times for us. Fantastic brand, great leadership. So we're very excited about adding that to our portfolio. And then, yeah, for sure. We're out looking, but we're looking to grow Echo Park. We're looking to add to our franchise business, and we're looking to grow our power sports business. As you saw, we had our best quarter ever in power sports. And so we're where the deals are, we're going to be.
Yeah.
And so we're out looking for the right deal to fit our mix and our portfolio.
Yeah, since you went there on the power sports, talk to us about that, because that I know that was something that was near and dear to your heart, and it looks like it's panning out. And I'm assuming we'll see more acquisitions in that area as well.
Yeah, you bet we will. We've been working really hard to learn how to manage those stores and to learn the industry. It's different than automotive, but the technology that we have in automotive transitions well into power sports, and our pre-owned playbook transitions well. We're up 70% in pre-owned some things in sports for the year, and we had an amazing rally. At Sturgis, we did 1,105 new and pre-owned Harley Davidsons during the rally. That
Wow.
broke the all-time record of 718, which was a decade ago.
That is incredible. How long is that rally? Is it
10 days.
10 days? Wow.
1,105 motorcycles in 10 days. It was incredible.
Jeez.
800,000 some odd people. We're Mecca for Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
And we actually opened a store in Sturgis, in the city of Sturgis, which was great. So we're selling Harleys there. And just a fantastic, iconic brand, a fantastic week for the rally or the 10-day period. And our technology and our processes shine through. That made the difference. Had we had more bikes to sell, we sold all the bikes we were given.
Wow.
Had we had more bikes to sell, we could have sold 2,000 bikes. So
That is great.
that's our focus for next year, is to take it up another notch, work with Harley Davidson to get more inventory, have more pre-owned inventory.
Yeah.
We'll do that and add our technology, and it'll be even better as we move forward.
And how many Harley stores do you guys currently have?
So we have the two that are there's 6 stores or locations in that area, of which 2 are selling Harleys. Then we have the 2 in Houston. So that would be, and then 1 more in Texas, so a total of 5.
Yeah. Some of your counterparts have spoken about the tariffs costing them, profit and such, and their bottom line. Talk to us about that. Are tariffs still a thorn in your side?
I think they're going to be a thorn in our side. I don't think that it's caused much of a problem other than the pull ahead that we saw, sort of in the May, June, July timeframe.
Right.
But I don't think. Most of the manufacturers have been amazing. They've been paying for the tariffs, right?
Yeah.
So very little effect. But I think now, as we get into October, and all the craziness over the last 9 months on the new car side of the business has made the volume go up and down and all over the board.
Sure.
But now we're getting ready to see in the fourth quarter what's really going to happen and how tariffs really are going to play a role. Inventories are increasing, in particular in luxury. Margins should be better because of BEV. But if inventory starts getting stale, they're going to come down. Maybe that happens towards the end of the fourth quarter or the beginning of the first quarter.
Right.
But luxury is usually a blast in the fourth quarter. We sell tons and tons of vehicles in the holidays. I'm curious this year as to what's going to happen if the manufacturers don't bring incentives at the level that they need to bring them with the current level of inventory that we have in the industry. It's going to be a problem. And I said that on the call today. We're looking in October, we have brands, BMW, Mercedes, they're all 15 to 20%. And
Sure.
then my channel checks with other dealers, same kind of noise. And so that's a problem. And
Yeah.
if that comes over into November and December, it's going to be a challenge for the luxury side of the business for the fourth quarter. Now, one brand out there in Lexus, they've managed to really control their inventory levels, and we're having an incredible October with them. And that product is just as hot as it can be.
Yeah.
But the other competitors are going to have to step up and do something, or it's going to be a tough fourth quarter.
Of course, they'll probably say, well, we can't do both, absorb the tariffs and also be aggressive on the incentives, right?
Well, at the end of the day, their prices are going up. They are beginning to take margin.
Yeah.
And so but it doesn't matter. If you're not selling cars, it creates an even bigger problem.
Yeah.
So there's no question that they're going to have to come with stronger incentives or slow inventory to a crawl. We've got the highest inventory count level that we've had the entire year.
Wow.
at Sonic Automotive, and we're not alone, Jim, in this arena. This is happening at a lot of other dealers, and so it's something that's going to have to be addressed.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Hey, fixed operations continues to be strong and drive profits. And obviously, it's no different than at Sonic. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, our fixed growth is just amazing. And it's not just warranty. Customer pay is really driving the number as well. And it stems from us a year ago, March. We went on a rampage hiring technicians. As I've always been told, you can't hire technicians. There's no technicians out there. That's not true. There's plenty of technicians to be hired.
Yeah.
It's the mindset of the dealership, the general managers, the service managers, and the technicians. They don't want you to hire more technicians. So we changed that culture,
Right.
and went out and hired technicians. And now this year with the acquisitions, we're up about 75 technicians over last year, which we're up over 400.
Wow.
And that's driving great growth, and
Yeah.
we see huge growth in the future.
Yeah.
One of the things that happens in fixed operations is pricing, I think, has kind of gotten way out of whack. More than 50% of the auto car park out there doesn't use a dealership to service their vehicles, and a
Yeah.
lot of that has to do with pricing.
That's right.
So we're very, very focused on bringing our pricing in line, and taking market share from a job code perspective on different job codes at different brands.
Sure.
And in different marketplaces, and that's making a big difference for us. And it's just an endless opportunity. I think there's a ton more growth there for us, and we'll take advantage of that in the coming years.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Mobile service. Are you providing mobile service at your stores or some of the stores anyway? I know
Yeah,
Ford.
we are. We
Ford's
are in
big on
particular
that.
with Highline and luxury. We are BMW, Audi, Mercedes, and it's something that we're getting into. It's expensive, so there's got to be the need, and we've got to manage the margins. But absolutely, it's a business that we're going to have to provide, a service that we're going to have to provide because the consumer wants it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What is your outlook for closing the year strong? Is it? I mean, you're going to hit the kind of numbers that you want to hit by the end of the
Oh,
year?
I think we will. I think we'll have great fixed operations business. F&I is going to be magnificent. Our pre-owned business is really on fire. So I think that's going to, in particular on the franchise side, so I think that's going to all play out well. A large portion of our business is luxury. And so let's wait and see what happens with these manufacturers and some of the moves that they need to make from an incentive perspective. Without that, I think it's going to be a little tougher fourth quarter. If you look from Q3 to Q4 for us, typically we see sequentially a 10% increase in volume. Last year was 20% because of the BMW stop sales in the third quarter. So huge inventory and huge volume last year. This year, I think that number is not going to be 10%. I think it's going to be 5%, which would put us close to being flat with last year, which I think would be a big win given how large last year's fourth quarter was. That's on a same store basis too.
Yeah, yeah.
The new stores are going to help out on a year-over-year comparative basis.
Sure.
But I think it's going to be a good fourth quarter. It really is going to rest in the hands of those manufacturers and the incentives that they're able to bring to help bring some relief to the growing inventory levels that are out there.
Now that we're beyond a couple of months here in terms of the money going away, the tax benefits going away for EVs, what's your take on the EV market moving forward?
Yeah, so we worked really hard. That cost us about $150 a car in margin in the third quarter. We had, over 4,000 or 5,000 BEVs on the ground. We have less than 800 today, and we sold through. We really pushed hard to get the BEV inventory out of there. It's going to be less than 4% of our sales, and it's less than 4% of our inventory today in the quarter. I think that's some of the volume slowdown, in particular in the luxury stores on the West Coast. We're missing out on some volume there because we don't have the BEV units to sell. But I think now the manufacturers recognize they're going to let the BEV units play out. And if it's 5% of total sales, fine. If it's 7% of total sales or 3%, and then let it grow naturally and quit trying to shove it down everybody's throat. That was a mistake. It was a mistake from day one. Everybody knew that. And now we get to see it grow naturally, and we'll see what happens as a percentage of the mix as we go forward.
Right, exactly. And it was interesting, though, to see that there were that many buyers came out. Even though it was tied into the incentive going away, but they wanted an EV,
It got cheap though. I mean, we were selling those cars cheap. We were incentivizing our sales associates to get rid of them, and it better that than them sitting on your floor plan.
Yeah.
They're expensive, and if you're not gonna have the incentive, they're not gonna sell.
Right.
They need it to go.
Right.
And a lot of manufacturers out there, tip of the hat to them. They've kept some of the incentives going.
Yeah.
Because they need to, or otherwise their inventory is going to get stale, and that's going to be a problem as well.
That's exactly right. Jeff Dyke, president of Sonic Automotive. It's always great catching up with you, and congratulations on all your success. And just keep doing what you're doing, man. It's awesome. It really is.
We'll do it, Jim. We
Yep.
appreciate, as always,
Yep.
being on the show, and we'll see you next quarter.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.